The year is 2026. While the bright lights of Madison Square Garden continue to shine on a new generation of NBA stars, one name still echoes through the canyons of Manhattan with a godlike reverence. Carmelo Anthony. 3 years after officially walking away from the hardwood, Melo hasn't slowed down a bit. In fact, he's completely reinvented himself. From commanding the digital airwaves with his massive hit podcast 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, to navigating the high-stakes world of multi-million-dollar venture capitalism, Carmelo Anthony remains an absolute cultural icon. But how did a kid from the rough streets of Baltimore rise to become a 10-time NBA All-Star, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most lethal scoring machines the world has ever witnessed? To understand the empire he sits on today in 2026, we have to look back at the precise moments that forged his legendary legacy. This is the ultimate story of Carmelo Anthony. Long before the multi-million-dollar contracts and the roaring crowds, Carmelo Kiyan Anthony was just a kid trying to survive. Born on May 29, 1984, in Brooklyn, New York, tragedy struck his family early. When Melo was just 2 years old, his father, Carmelo Iriarte, passed away from cancer. Seeking a fresh start, his mother, Mary Anthony, moved the family to Baltimore, Maryland when Carmelo was 8. They settled in Myrtle and Ding Avenue, a neighborhood notorious for drugs, gang violence, and poverty. In an environment where temptation and danger lurked on every street corner, Mary kept her son on a strict leash. She used basketball as his shield. While local parks were active crime scenes, the local courts became Carmelo's sanctuary. It was on these cracked asphalt courts of Baltimore that Melo developed his trademark physical toughness and that cold-blooded, unshakable confidence that would define his entire basketball career. By the time he entered Towson Catholic High School, Carmelo's talent was undeniable. He grew rapidly, combining the ball-handling skills of a guard with the size of a forward. He quickly became one of the top high school players in the country. But his academic grades were slipping, threatening his future college eligibility. Recognizing the stakes, his mother made a bold move, transferring him to the legendary Oak Hill Academy in Virginia for his senior year. Oak Hill was a strict military-style basketball powerhouse. Free from the distractions of the streets, Melo flourished. He put on muscle, sharpened his mid-range jumper, and went toe-to-toe with another high school prodigy named LeBron James in a legendary 2002 matchup. By graduation, Carmelo Anthony was officially ranked as a 5-star recruit, destined for greatness. In the autumn of 2002, Carmelo arrived at Syracuse University under legendary coach Jim Boeheim. Most freshmen take months to adapt to college basketball. Melo took minutes. He put together one of the most dominant single seasons in NCAA history, averaging 22.2 points and 10 rebounds per game. He didn't just lead Syracuse, he carried them on his back. The climax came in the 2003 NCAA National Championship game against Kansas. As a 19-year-old freshman, Melo dropped 20 points and grabbed 10 rebounds, capturing Syracuse's first and only national title. He was named the Final Four Most Outstanding Player. He had nothing left to prove at the collegiate level. The NBA was calling. June 26, 2003, is etched in basketball history as the night of arguably the greatest NBA draft of all time. While LeBron James went number 1 to Cleveland and Darko Milicic went second to Detroit, the Denver Nuggets sat at number 3. They didn't hesitate for a single second. They drafted the national champion Carmelo Anthony. Wearing a baggy, oversized suit that became a viral symbol of the era, Melo smiled as he shook Commissioner David Stern's hand. He was entering a draft class alongside LeBron, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh. The stage was set for a golden era of basketball, and Melo was ready to claim his throne. Before Melo arrived, the Denver Nuggets were a laughingstock, coming off a miserable 17-win season. Carmelo instantly changed the entire culture of the franchise. In his very first year, he started all 82 games, averaged 21 points, and miraculously guided Denver straight into the NBA playoffs. He narrowly missed out on Rookie of the Year honors to LeBron James. But the message was sent. For the next several years, Denver became an absolute powerhouse in the brutal Western Conference. Melo became a regular NBA All-Star, leading the Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals in 2009, alongside veteran guard Chauncey Billups. Yet, despite his individual brilliance, postseason success remained elusive. and tension began to brew in the mile-high city. By 2010, the rumors were deafening. Carmelo wanted out of Denver, and his destination of choice was the biggest stage in the world, the New York Knicks. In February 2011, one of the most complex, blockbuster trades in NBA history went down. The Melo drama was over. Carmelo Anthony was coming home to New York. The city erupted in hype. His debut at Madison Square Garden was a cinematic event. Melo brought star power, swagger, and hope back to a starved Knicks fan base. He was no longer just a basketball player. He was a global icon in the media capital of the world. Melo's tenure in New York was defined by historic scoring displays. His absolute peak arrived during the 2012-2013 season. Blistering through defenses night after night, Melo averaged 28.7 points per game to officially win the NBA scoring title, beating out Kevin Durant. He led the Knicks to 54 wins and the Atlantic Division title. Who could forget January 24, 2014? Against the Charlotte Bobcats, Carmelo put on an absolute masterclass at the Garden, scoring a historic, franchise record 62 points without committing a single turnover. It remains one of the most iconic individual scoring performances in NBA history. But the NBA is a business, and things soon turned sour. Mismanagement from the Knicks front office and public feuds with executive Phil Jackson clouded Melo's final years in New York. In 2017, he was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder to form a big three with Russell Westbrook and Paul George. It didn't click. A subsequent, brief stint with the Houston Rockets lasted just 10 games before he was unceremoniously waived. Critics claimed his isolated, mid-range playing style was dead in the modern, fast-paced NBA. For a year, Melo sat at home, unsigned. But true legends never quit. In 2019, the Portland Trail Blazers threw him a lifeline. Melo embraced a supportive role, hitting clutch shots and proving his value. He then spent his final NBA season in 2021-2022 alongside his lifelong friend, LeBron James, on the Los Angeles Lakers, putting up respectable numbers off the bench before quietly retiring in May 2023. While his NBA career lacked a championship ring, his international career is flawless. Carmelo Anthony is arguably the greatest player in USA men's Olympic basketball history. He represented the United States in 4 consecutive Olympic Games: 2004, 2008, 2012, and 2016. Olympic Melo was a completely different beast. Thriving under international rules, he became a 3-time gold medalist. In 2012, against Nigeria, he scored an unbelievable 37 points in just 14 minutes of play. For years, he held the record as Team USA's all-time leading scorer and rebounder in Olympic history, earning the deep respect of the global sports community. Physically, Carmelo Anthony was built to be the perfect basketball weapon, standing at a towering 6 feet 7 inches, 2.01 meters, and weighing in at a solid 238 pounds, 108 kilos. He possessed the ideal frame for a modern forward. What made him unguardable was his versatility. He was too fast for bigger power forwards to guard on the perimeter, and too strong and heavy for smaller small forwards to defend in the low post. His offensive arsenal was flawless: a lightning-fast first step, a devastating triple threat position, a lethal post-up game, and a textbook high-release jump shot that was virtually unblockable. Born in May 1984, Carmelo Anthony celebrated his 42nd birthday in mid-2026. Looking back at his official retirement video released in May 2023, Melo displayed profound maturity. He stated that he was ready to pass the torch to the next generation, notably his son, and that his legacy was no longer measured by basketball accolades, but by his impact on the community. He retired as the 9th all-time leading scorer in NBA history, with 28,289 career points, and was rightfully named to the prestigious NBA 75th anniversary team. Melo's personal life has been just as heavily documented by the media as his career on the court. For over a decade, he was one half of one of Hollywood and sports' biggest power couples. In 2004, he proposed to popular MTV VJ and actress Alani Lala Vasquez. The couple tied the knot in a lavish, star-studded wedding in New York in July 2010, which was filmed for their hit reality TV show, Lala's Full Court Life. However, the immense pressure of fame and continuous tabloid speculation took a heavy toll. After years of on and off separation, Lala officially filed for divorce in June 2021, citing irreconcilable differences. Despite the highly publicized split, the two have maintained an incredibly mature, amicable co-parenting relationship. The absolute center of Carmelo Anthony's world is his children. His eldest, Kiyan Carmelo Anthony, was born on March 7, 2007. Today, in 2026, Kiyan is a towering high school basketball sensation and a consensus top-tier recruit in the United States. Melo's social media feeds are regularly filled with videos of him personally training Kiyan, passing down his legendary footwork and shooting mechanics. Melo can frequently be spotted sitting courtside at major high school tournaments, cheering frantically Enka ordinary dad. Beyond Kiyan, Carmelo has also focused heavily on keeping his family unit close-knit, ensuring his children grow up grounded. Despite their father's massive wealth and fame, Carmelo Anthony's financial empire is massive. As of 2026, his net worth is estimated to be comfortably north of $160 million. During his illustrious 19-year NBA career alone, he earned a mind-blowing $260 million in raw salary. But his real wealth building happened off the court. As a flagship Jordan brand athlete for decades, his sneaker deals brought in tens of millions. Melo is an exceptionally sharp investor. Through his venture capital firm, Melo 7 Tech Partners, he got in early on major tech startups and digital media companies. He also launched Stamy 7.0, a lifestyle and apparel brand built entirely around his personal philosophy of mental resilience and positive energy. Today, Carmelo lives an incredibly sophisticated lifestyle, splitting his time between luxury properties in New York and Los Angeles. Melo is known as an avid collector of fine art, high-end timepieces, and rare vintage wines. He has fully transformed into a modern media mogul. His digital sports podcast, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, produced in collaboration with Wave Sports Plus Entertainment, brings in millions of views weekly. Sitting in front of the microphone, draped in high-end streetwear, Melo offers an unfiltered, highly respected insider perspective on basketball that fans cannot find anywhere else. From the dangerous, poverty-stricken streets of Baltimore to the pinnacle of global sports royalty, Carmelo Anthony's journey is the definitive blueprint of American success. He revolutionized the forward position, brought hope back to New York basketball, and secured his place among the immortal gods of the sport. As we look at him today in 2026, thriving as a business executive, a media powerhouse, and a dedicated father, it's clear that his impact stretches far beyond the game of basketball. He proved that you can endure the harshest struggles, change the narrative, and build an empire that lasts forever. Stay mellow.